few weeks. So we'll take it easy and just discover what this yoga as Nirodha is all about, and also what it feels like in the body. All right. So the translation of yoga as Nirodha is silencing the heart-mind. Silencing the heart-mind. So we talk a lot about the heart-mind connection in yoga, and this is about silencing it. So take a block, and we're going to come into our first position. Seat somewhere in the middle of the mat, and we're going to rest our sacrum on the block. So the sacrum is just where the buttocks part, the last sort of bone that you can feel in the spine. So coming down, put the feet on the mat, then lift up the hips to place the sacrum in the middle of the block, lowest level. And just let the pelvis feel rested and supported on the block. Feel comfortable here. And then start to walk the feet down the mat, maybe halfway down, not quite straight, and see if that feels okay. And then if it does, see if you can extend one leg and then the other leg, and see if that feels comfortable. If you've got any discomfort in the back or the hips, you can bring the feet back to where it feels comfortable. So this is meant to be a front hip opener. We should feel opening around the front of the hips, top of the legs, maybe some sensations in the lower back. And if it is too much for the lower back, do bring those feet back to a comfortable spot. So we're going to stay here while I read a little paragraph on silencing the heart-mind. And while we're here, we can settle into the posture, let the body settle, and also start to focus on the breath. See if we can bring our attention to the diaphragm, which is located just around the breastbone, so from one side of the rib cage to the other, and see if you can expand into the chest, into the ribs, and exhale and soften into the ribs. So there's a quote, Rumi: "Love opens my chest and thought returns it to its confines." During the journey through life, our heart-mind accumulates memories from every experience, which influence our thoughts, emotions, and therefore our actions. The activities buzzing around in our consciousness make us think that we are these actions. Yoga is, by definition, a process of quietening these activities in order to be able to look deeply within and connect with that which never moves, our divine inner light of awareness. So now, just where you are, I'd like you to begin equalizing that inhalation with the exhalation. So still breathing with the diaphragm, our first and primary muscle for breathing. Expanding the rib cages, the cage, and exhale, soften into the rib cage. Inhale, expand. See if the lungs can grow and fill up a little more. And exhale, try and equalize the exhalation with the exhalation. And once more, inhale, expand. And exhale, allow slight contraction. Okay, then we're going to bring our feet back onto the mat and make our way out of the pose just as we went in. We're going to lift up the hips, press into the feet, keep the hips lifted into a bridge shape. Take the block out and then slowly and consciously return the spine from the top to the ribs, back of the ribs, to the mid-spine, the lower back, and then the hips rest. Everything resting nice and comfortably on the mat. But let's pick up the knees and hug them in. And maybe sway side to side if that feels nice. Just exploring around the hips and the body. So we'll be doing a little bit of core work. Now everybody roll over to one side and come to a seated position, right leg in front, cross-legged if you can. Or Siddhasana, the heels in line with the center line of your body. So we'll be doing a little bit of fun during this once we've warmed up. And then we'll be doing some warriors. There's always some focus on the core in my classes, but we'll be doing strength work. We'll be doing a little bit of a balance. We'll be doing half moon. So you might want a block handy to one side for half moon and maybe a belt towards the end. Okay, so now in our seated position, we're going to regain that breath. We're going to breathe into the rib cage, expand. Front, back, and the sides. Exhale and soften. And just notice if the inhalation is equal to the exhalation. Maybe for 3 or 4. And just one more breath here. Reconnecting with your breath. Okay, then we're going to come on to our front body. So knees and legs all the way back and come down into a crocodile pose. Again, reconnect to that breath. Inhaling, rib cage. Exhale, let it soften and contract. 2 more like this. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Once more. Inhale. And exhaling. Then we're going to start moving into locust pose, but using the arms, we're just going to send them back towards the hips, palms down. And we're going to inhale, that same inhalation, lift up the chest, lift up the crown, and reach back through the arms, let them float. Exhale, come down. Press down through the big, all toes, all toenails. Inhale, reach up and back through the arms. And exhale, float down. And once again, inhale, floating up. Crown forward, keeping the toes reaching back, fingers reaching back, and exhale, float down. This time we're going to lift the legs also, if that feels okay, or carry on with just the arms. If you can, pick up the feet right up to the thighs if possible. Reach and exhale, float down. This is our locust pose. Salambasana. Inhale, float. Exhale down, reaching forward through the crown, backwards through the fingers and the toes. One more time. Inhale. Reach and float. And exhale. Bring those hands back to the forehead. Crocodile pose. Now, let the hips, the buttocks feel really soft. You can even wiggle those hips side to side and make sure that everything is like jelly down there. Okay, one more breath here. And then we're going to go into a little bit of core activation. Let's press the hands down by the sides of the chest and lift up onto all fours. Just take a quick child pose. And then come onto your seat. Swing those legs forward, grab your block, and we'll come down onto our mat. Now we're going to take the block into the thighs and really squeeze them there. And then we'll lie the whole of the back body down. We're going to pick up those knees until the lower back comes down into the mat to connect to the mat. So you might feel a little arch in the lower back, but what I want you to do is bring your knees closer until you feel that connection in the lower back and the mat. Cactus the arms, so the elbows are bent like an American goalpost. We want to pick up the elbows as high as the shoulders and let the back of the hands come to the floor. So this is our position. And then we inhale, prepare to exhale and just swing those legs to the right. Keep squeezing the block. Slowly bring those legs to the right. Inhale back to the center, feeling some core activation. Exhale to the other side as much as you can. And then with the inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale to the other side. As far as you can, explore your limits, your edge. Inhale back to the center, but don't push yourself over. We want to see what the view is like. But we want to keep ourselves safe. This is ahimsa. Last time, over to the right. Feel your edge. Inhale, squeezing the block. You might even feel that you're shaking in the lower body. Exhale to the left. And back to center. Taking the block away. Keep that back connected to the mat. Knees up. And we're just going to cross that right leg over the left. Cross it really tight. That's it. And we're going to cross the right arm over the left, like eagle arms. Wind those arms the best you can over each other, the forearms. Maybe the back of the hands touch, or the left fingers into the right hand. Then we're going to inhale and reach the legs forward and the arms back. And then exhale, curl up, crunch up, and then even twist to the right. Inhale. Reach forward with the legs, backwards with the arms, and exhale, curl up, and a slight twist so that your left elbow is going over to the right. Inhale, reach and lengthen just slightly. Exhale, curl up and crunch. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, reach and lengthen as much as you wish, and exhale, curl and slight twist to the right. Inhale. And come back to start. Open the arms, uncross the legs, then we'll switch sides. Left leg over, and left arm over the right, left elbow over the right. Wind up your forearms. Ready? Again, inhale, lengthen and reach through the legs and the arms. Exhale, curl up and twist slightly to the left. Inhale, reach and stretch, and exhale, curl up. And two more times. And exhale, curl. Last time. Reach and lengthen, and exhale, curl up, and a slight twist to the left. Wonderful. Let the head rest. Let the arms unwind, let the legs unwind. Inhale, hug those knees in really tight. Exhale, let the feet come down to the mat. Okay. Right, time for namaste, hands to the feet. We're going to do 5 of these. If you're not sure what this is, you can always watch the first one. Most of you have experienced this with me before. So, we inhale just where we are, the arms all around us, let's take it upwards and back. And then bring the hands and the knees to the heart. That's all on the inhalation. And then exhale, send those heels up to the ceiling, reach those fingertips up towards the feet. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling, till there's no more exhalation, then come back to the start. Okay, 4 more like this. Let's reach upwards and back, and then bring the hands to the heart, knees to the heart. Exhale. Then we take those prayer hands up, 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 drawing down into the navel with that exhalation until there's no more exhalation, and come back to the start. Woo. With 3 more to go. Inhale. to the heart. Full inhalation. Exhale completely. Exhale, 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 exhale. And then back to the start. Just 2 more. Inhale. This is where our diaphragm helps us to really fill up. And the more we can exhale, exhale, exhale as we point up through the heels, reach with our arms, our fingertips, draw down into the navel. We are detoxifying, we're letting go of that exhalation as much as we can. For the last time, to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. And at the same time, we are really strengthening in our core. Well done. Okay, let's take an inhalation and just stay where you are. Exhale, soften, let the back feel comfortable. We've got one more round, which is the upside down bug. And we're going to stretch the opposite leg, opposite arm. Again, do take a look if you're not sure what I mean. Okay, so same position. Sorry, no, upside down bug. So arms reach up and we just drop the back of the shoulders down towards the mat. Reaching up through the fingers to the ceiling, knees lifted over the hips. And then flexing into the feet, we inhale. Exhale, curl up through the spine. Reach the left arm back as you reach the right arm and leg forward, but we keep it hovering. And flex into both feet. And draw down into the navel with the exhalation. And then back to the beginning, upside down bug. And then switch sides. Right arm back, left arm forward with the left leg. Flex into the feet until there's no more exhalation. Inhale back to the beginning. There we go. Let's do 3 more each side. Exhale. Curling up, reaching, flexing. Inhale, upside down bug. Exhale, curl up, reach through the soles of the feet. Inhale back to the center. The longer we exhale, notice the more your core is strengthening, holding, and using the muscles there. And if you can look down to that foot that extends, even more work for you there. When you've done that 4, because I've lost count, inhale, hug the knees in, and exhale, let the feet come to the mat. Take a moment. Okay, we're going to come to a seated position now. So you can roll forwards and backwards if you wish, and come to your seated position or to the side. Right leg in front. Let's open up these hips a little more now. We're going to do a cow, seated cow and cat. With the hands in front of the knees, gently pressing back into the knees as you send the heart forward. You can even tilt at the hips forward. Send the chin forward. Feel that arch in the spine. And then exhale, curl it back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let's do a circle to the right. Exhale, cat shape as you go back. Inhale over to the left and into a cow shape. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, back into cat. Inhale over to the left and forward into a cow shape. And 1 more spinal circle. Okay, come back into center, upright, and let's lift those arms up. We're going to do a forward fold. Exhale, find the floor with your fingers and walk them forward to find your edge. Inhale. Exhale. Let the hips hinge forward. Maybe crawl the fingers if there's a few more millimeters to reach. Exhale. Let the crown keep reaching forward as you hinge at the hips. One more breath here. Then we're going to walk the hands back halfway, lifting the spine halfway. Left hand in line with your left hip to the side. Right arm reaches up. And take that full inhalation into the diaphragm. Exhale, side bend to your left. Reach through the right arm, right fingers. Right side is stretching as you exhale and anchor down that right hip. One more breath. Inhale. Then we'll take it into a twist. Reach those arms up. Twist to your right. Right fingertips behind you. And the left back of the left hand just on the outside of your right thigh. Grow tall through the spine as you inhale. Exhale, twist and ring out at the waist. Twist to look behind you. Find that waist and ring it out. 2 more. Inhale, grow tall. Lift up that spine, the crown. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And once more. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And then we release all the way back to face forward. We're going to do a pigeon pose. Take that right leg, the front leg. Gently take it back. Lifting up the left hip. Making sure that right leg is in line with your hip. Your right toes pointing directly back. Okay. So the left knee should ideally be on the outside of your body when you come down. But for some people that doesn't work. It's okay if your foot is pointing down towards the back of the mat. Eventually, parallel to the top of the mat is where we want the foreleg, but it takes years, so don't worry. You work to your comfort, to your edge. Okay, now grow tall through the crown. Keeping the hips parallel, we're going to come down through the center line, either to the forearms, you can stay here, let the head hang, or walk those fingers forward, reach through the arms, you can come down as far as you wish. Yeah. And with the exhalation, like we did earlier, let go. Let go of the pelvis. Let go at the hips in the lower back. Feel a real nice stretch. This is great for sciatic issues. It's great for lower back issues. Try not to hold on to anything here. We've got 2 more full breaths. Inhale. Let the front of the pelvis drop towards that lower left leg. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Dropping into the pose, and we're going to walk the hands back. We're going to let the left hip drop down to the mat and gently bring that right leg forward and tuck it in behind the left leg. And we'll do the same again. Okay. So as you're experiencing, for those who don't know me, I do a really good warm up. So we're ready for the flow. Inhale, cow. Exhale into a cat shape. Then we'll take it into 3 spinal shapes, spinal circles. Inhale, cow. Exhale as you go back to the left and into a cat shaped spine. Inhale, coming to the right and forward into cow shape. 3 times on this side. Curl up and extending the spine as much as you wish. Just feeling into the spine, into the hips, finding that mobility. And when you've done it 3 times, let's come back upright into the center line. Inhale, the arms reach up. We're going to fold forward. Exhale, fingertips come down. 3 breaths. Inhale, find your edge. Keep the seat connected. Exhale, forward fold. So it's more about feeling this hinge in the hips than this forward chest to the mat. That doesn't really matter so much. It's your body, your sensations. Silencing those thoughts that distractors like, oh, other people are folding more, or other people are doing this. Let's feel and go inwards. Okay, let's walk the hands back a little. Take the right hand to the right, reach up through the left hand, reach up and anchor down through the left hip as you side bend to the right, reach. Exhale, keeping the nose facing forward. Inhale, reach. You should feel that light, feeling a lovely stretch down my left side. Exhale, soften into the right once more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. And then taking it into a twist, the arms reach up. Take both arms to the left. Fingertips behind you, somewhere midline if possible. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, using the leg and the right hand as resistance, you can twist a little more. Inhale, grow tall, stay tall. And exhale, ring out at the waist. Once more, inhale. And exhale, wonderful. Let's gently release back to the center. Okay, I think we're all warmed up, ready for Ardha Mukha Shavasana. Hands down, step the feet back, lifting up those hips into downward dog. And finding some movement, maybe walking on the spot, maybe softening into the knees, dropping the heels to one side, a bit like a skier's sort of shape, and just bouncing around, moving into the legs, into the hips. Just feeling your downward dog shape. Okay, once you've had a little feel around there, try and find stillness in your downward dog. And our intention is to silence the heart and mind. Maybe focus on the breath. Maybe focus on the shape. Bring your attention narrower. Silencing our heart and mind as we go. Okay, one more breath in downward dog. And then we're going to lift up the heels really high today. Soften into the knees as much as you need. Bring some more weight into the hands. Try not to press into the wrists. Spread those fingers. Index finger knuckles should be placed on the mat, as all of the other knuckles should. Lifting up those heels high, we're putting a little bit more weight into the front body, and we're going to ripple from the heels up the legs, shifting into a plank shape all the way up. And you might feel a forward shift slightly. And then we're going to bend in the elbows, coming down to the mat. Wide-armed cobra. Inhale, fingers tips off the mat, and cobra in the spine. Exhale, float it down, bring the fingers back, hands back to the sides of the chest. Tuck the toes, downward dog. We're going to do the same again. Ready? From our downward dog, lift up the heels, ripple through the back body, up the heels, up the legs, shifting forward slightly, bend the elbows as the inner elbows face forward, so the upper arms brush the side of the body, fingertips off the mat to wide-armed cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. And one more time. Lift the heels, ripple up the back of the legs, through the hips, through the spine, shifting forward slightly, inner elbows facing forward as you come down. Last time, wide-armed cobra. And all the way back to downward dog. Let's change it a little now. Take a breath in downward dog. Okay, we're going to practice our three-legged plank. Ready? Shifting, lifting the heels, shifting forward into plank. We're going to pick up the right foot, and then exhale the nose to the knee and the knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it back, and then the right knee to the right elbow or right upper arm. Inhale, shift it back, and to the other elbow or other arm. Inhale, shift it back, and then place it down. Back to downward dog. Take a breath. We're going to do the same on the other side, just building our strength. Right. Lift up those heels as we inhale, ripple up through the back body into plank. Pick up the left leg, knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, reach the left leg back to the left arm. As you exhale, inhale, reach that left knee back to the other arm, twisting slightly under the body, and then reach it back. And downward dog. Place the left foot down. Take a breath in downward dog. If you need to drop into child pose, absolutely fine. You might need to give your wrists a little circles this way, circles that way. Okay. Ready to go a little bit deeper. Back to our downward dog. Building up our strength, building up our heat. From here, back to plank pose. Inhale, lift up the heels, ripple through the back body. This time, pick up the left foot. And then step it forward. Bring the right knee down so that we're not too wide from the knee to the front knee to the back knee, front heel to the back knee. We want to create a square shape under that left leg. If it's too narrow, we can heel toe the left foot out to the side. And then ground those legs by pressing into the hips. Okay, this right knee should be directly under the right hip. So I call this a 90-degree angle, Anjaneyasana. It's a modification, but we really are activating that right quad. Can you feel it? Inhaling, exhaling, softening into the ribs. Once more, inhale. Exhale, softening into the ribs. And we're going to take it into a monkey pose, half monkey pose. So just sitting back, you might want to use that block for your left hip. Flex into that front foot and then fold any amount you wish. So stretching into the hamstrings of that left leg. Exhale. Okay. Okay, so can you stay in this height? You could use a block. Yeah. And flex into the front foot. And you'll feel that stretch absolutely fine, yeah? Try not to press on the knee joint. That's not healthy for our joints. Okay, one more breath. All right, and then we're going to take where are we? The back to downward dog. So you can come forward, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, and step the front foot all the way back to downward dog. Let's do a chaturanga. Inhale forward, exhaling down to the mat. You can do wide-armed cobra or your regular cobra. And exhale all the way back to downward dog. Okay, inhale, pick up the heels and shift forward into plank. Right foot lifts behind you and then step it forward. Left knee comes down to make that 90-degree modified Anjaneyasana. Heel toe the right foot out to the right if you need to. Left knee under the left hip and anchor down. 3 breaths. Inhale, grow tall. Use the diaphragm. Once more. Beautiful. Okay, let's find that half Hanumanasana. Either you sit all the way back, take that block, or halfway back, but we flex into that front foot, point those toes up, and exhale, fold as much as you wish. Now notice if the big toe mound is not pressing forward as much as a little toe mound. That would indicate that we're not doing our duty to the inner hamstrings. We're shortening the inner hamstrings. So press a big toe mound out as much, and that will lengthen the inside of your leg also. Wonderful. And then we place that right foot back down, find our way back to downward dog. Pick up the back knee all the way back. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rippling forward, pick up the heels to plank. Left foot lifts. And then we step that left foot all the way forward and find our Anjaneyasana. Okay, 3 breaths. Inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, sink into the pose. Beautiful. It's nice to feel that stretch of the back leg also by pressing the heel back. Exhale down. And from here, we're going to come into a lizard pose. So we're going to bring the hands down again. Your block might be handy. Heel toe the left foot out to the left. We're not going to come all the way down today. We're going to use the block. And then exhale into a modified wide pyramid, straightening into that front leg, hinging over the front hip. And back to our modified lizard. Let the right leg really stretch, the hips drop. Exhale, pick up the hips now, straighten into both legs as much as possible. Once more, inhale that modified lizard. Exhale into the wide pyramid. Wonderful. Okay, now let the back heel come down. We might just move the block to one side. We're going to lift up into a warrior one. So it's slightly wider than a normal heel alignment because we're going to come into humble warrior from here. So warrior one to humble warrior. We take the hands and interlace the fingers behind us. Send the thumbs down, send the knuckles down, straightening into the arms as much as you can. See if you can lift them off the back body. And then exhale, humble warrior, the left elbow inside the left knee or left thigh. You can inhale and flow from this warrior to humble warrior if you wish, or hold humble warrior. You might be coming in and out. You might be holding. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, let those hands come all the way down to the floor. Pick up the back heel. Heel toe the left foot back towards the center, left hand to the outside, and find your downward dog. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Inhale, heels lift, ripple through the body, forward into a plank shape. Picking up the right foot, knee towards the nose, and step that right foot forward into a high lunge, Anjaneyasana. 3 breaths. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale. Inhale, tall. Exhale. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, lizard pose, coming all the way down, heel toe, the right foot out to the side. From lizard pose, we're going to exhale into pyramid, a wide pyramid. Inhale back to your modified lizard. Exhale, pyramid, beautiful. And one more time. Inhale, silencing all the distractions, just noticing whatever's going on inside. Beautiful. Now the left heel swivels down, the back heel. Might take that block to one side. Let's find our warrior one. Slightly wider than usual. The palms can be parallel. And then we'll take those arms behind us, interlace the fingers, and send those thumbs down, the knuckles down. Really let the front of the shoulders open as you lift those hands if you can, or off the body. Exhale into our humble warrior. You can flow in and out. And exhale. Or hold Lifting up the knuckles to the ceiling. The head drops down. One more breath. And then we'll release the hands down. Heel toe the right foot down. Lift the back heel and find your downward dog. Let's chaturanga this out. Inhale forward. Exhale it down. Wide arm cobra or normal cobra. And exhale back. Downward dog. Okay. Let's come forward, stepping or walking towards the thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to a soft kneed forward fold. Soft knees, forward fold. And keep exhaling as you drop the tailbone back a little. Draw in the navel. When you come halfway up, then the hands reach up as we inhale and gather up the energy into the palms. Exhale, draw some down. And bring it to your mind and heart. Oh, we've created some warmth, haven't we? We need those fans, yes, today. Okay, are we okay? So let's have a little bit of fun. We've worked every part of us. I hope you feel more open, ready for a little bit of fun. We're going to do sun salutation A, which includes a little hopping. We're not going to do it fully. We're just going to practice our hopping at the back of the mat. So we inhale. We exhale into our mountain pose. Really let the shoulders and the arms reach down through the fingers. Then gather up the energy. Inhale upwards. Exhale to a forward fold. You can always soften those knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown reaches forward as the tailbone reaches back. Exhale, soften into the knees. Step the feet back into a downward dog shape. And then we'll chaturanga. Inhale forward. Exhaling down, keeping the inner elbows facing forward. Cobra as we come up. Exhale back to your downward dog. And this is where we're going to practice hops. So what we want to do is bring the feet together. We're going to bend the knees a lot, make them bouncy. And then, like a bunny, hop both heels towards the buttocks. That's it. Just 3 times. Shift the weight into the hands and the arms a little more. And once more. And then step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, soften into the knees, forward fold, drop the tailbone back as you start to roll up through the lower spine, drawing that navel in, then halfway up and we inhale and exhale to the heart. Let's do that again. Bunny hops, yeah. Inhale, it's not Easter, but we'll do it. Exhale, mountain. Inhale upwards. Urdhvastasana, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. We step back, conserving some of this energy, not building up too much heat. Inhale into chaturanga, into your plank, exhaling down. Wide arm cobra if you wish. And exhale back to downward dog, where we can practice 3 bunny hops. Bring the feet together, and then more weight into the hands. And bring those heels up towards the buttocks. Yeah. Woo. And then step forward. Wonderful. Halfway lift. Exhale, soften knees, forward fold. Keep exhaling as you just start to roll up through the spine. Halfway, then we inhale. And exhale to the heart. Okay. So something else that's going to be a bit of fun. You can experiment with it. You don't have to do it. I'm going to demonstrate it. It's a very similar way to come down, inhale. And then we're just going to step that right foot back. So find our lunge. Okay, so we've built up the strength. We've built up some flexibility. Ready to use this to hop and switch. It's fun. So lift up the hips and your legs will just do what needs to be done. Lift up the hips, engaging the core, just twice on the right side, on this side. Let's have a go. It's not working, it's not working. Trust your core, your hips. That's all we need to think about. Lift the hips, trust the core. Legs will do what they need to do. Hop and switch. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale upwards. And exhale into a forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, bring those hands down. Step the right foot all the way back into a lunge. Ready to lift up. Press down, lift up. Wonderful. Yeah. And back again. Yes, amazing. Let's take a downward dog. And let's take chaturanga. Inhale forward, down towards a mat, upwards into cobra, and back to downward dog. So we're just going to now step that right foot forward and do the hop and the switch on the other side. Okay, just 2 times. Ready? Lift and switch. And back again. Wonderful. Step the left foot forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Crown forward, tail back. And exhale to soften the knees forward, forward. And come all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Is that all right? Good, you're smiling, you're laughing, nobody's crying. That's good. That's good, good, good. Good sign. Woo. Have you ever done that before? Always good to try some new stuff. And you don't know that the core is actually the main messenger. You know, we send that, we engage it, we tell this from here to here. This is what we need to engage. This is what we need to lift. And the rest just happens. Well done, everyone. Okay, we're going to come down. We'll do our last chaturanga and staying downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, arms up. And exhale to your forward fold. Halfway lift. And step into downward dog with no hops, no switching. Take 3 breaths. And you can take those breaths out of the mouth. Release valve. Yes, the mouth can be your release valve. And if we wish, you can stay here or do a last chaturanga. Inhale forward, exhaling down. Cobra, whichever version suits your body. Exhale all the way back to downward dog. Take another 2 or 3 breaths here. Again, if you feel your breath is still, your heart rate is still high, your breath is hard to catch and control, use the release valve, your mouth. In your own shape, in downward dog, in child pose, we can use these outward breath from the mouth to release excess heat. Okay, let's take a child pose. Knees down gently, uncurl the toes, send the hips back, and your arms, forearms can come down now. We're relaxing, we're cooling down now into our body. Letting go from the mouth again if that needs to happen. We built up some heat. Okay, one more breath. And then we're going to take a seated position. Okay, let's do a little bit more flexibility. We're going to try and find our way to half lotus. Do our best, feel our way, should I say, to half lotus. So legs out in front. Send those big toe mounds out just as much as the little toe mounds. Hug that right knee in ever so tight, really tight. And then heel toe it out a little. So you've got about a fist distance between the inner left leg and the right foot. Okay, so, I should have said before, if you can't reach for your belt, go and get your belt. And place it round the back of your hips. And then we'll find that right knee close. Okay, with that little bit of distance between the leg. Okay, left fingertips might come down by the left hip. We're going to inhale, pick up that right arm, reach it up, and then reach it forward towards the left foot. Okay, so this might be enough for you. If possible, wind the upper right arm around the front of your right leg. This is why it's helpful to have it really close. You can use your left hand if you wish and hold the lower shin of your right leg to wind the upper right arm behind the front leg. And the back of your fingers may reach the side of your body, may reach the hips. Some of you might be able to take fingertips into fingertips, the left hand round the left, or this is why the belt is here. Grab the belt and maybe crawl those fingers towards each other on the belt. Yeah, I'll just turn around to show you. I'm picking up the belt to help me work towards this opening around the shoulders. That's it. And eventually you keep crawling those hands forward and forward. So if you have your fingers connected, you might feel ease there. Grow tall through the spine and then hinge at the hips. So the crown is folding towards the toes. Now, if you're holding a belt, I would say just focus on this. If you are at this stage today, then crown towards the toes. And just ease in the breath. Use the exhalation to find softening. The more we resist, the more that tightness will persist. So let it go. Distract the mind if possible. Maybe by focusing on the breath. Maybe count the inhalation. Exhale for the same count. Inhale. Exhale. That's all we need to do. Once we've found our position, one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to gently lift the crown, lift the spine, release the belt, release the hands. We're going to now keep the foot just where it is. We're going to take our hands under the right sole. We're going to pick that right sole, just pointing it forward. And then lifting up the right underarm, we're going to exhale, send that right knee back under the arm. That's it, lift the right arm. Inhale it forward. You can straighten as much as you wish. Exhale, shift that right knee back under the arm. Beautiful. And again, inhale. Exhale, shift it back. Let's do it one more time. Inhale now, we've got the hang of it. Wonderful. Exhale, shift it back. Keep it there. And then take that left foot and tuck it under the right hip. And see if that right foot will come across to the left side. Wow. Sometimes we surprise ourselves. Half lotus. And if that's not happening today, we've got as far as we can. We feel our edge. Maybe that right foot just needs to come down now. It's all here at the right hip. That's where we need to build our flexibility in order for half lotus. Okay, once you're in your comfortable seated position, we're going to close down the eyes. And we're going to focus on our breath. The diaphragm. Imagine the rib cage. Imagine the breastbone. Breathing into the breastbone to expand into the lungs. Exhale, contracting slightly, softening slightly. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take 2 more breaths. You might even have an image of something that you already use as dharana, as a focus. It might be a symbol, it could be a beautiful flower, a picture, a scene, anything that you wish to bring to your mind's eye. Use it to silence the heart mind. And eventually, the more we practice this, the easier it is to find this nirodha. Okay. Let's blink open the eyes and release the legs out in front of us. Give them a little tap, tap, tap against the mat. And we'll do the same thing now on the other side. Okay, left leg, hug it close. We know where we're heading, yeah? A little bit better. Make sure there's that distance. Right fingertips down by the right leg. Or if you wish to hold that left shin, do that. Left arm reaches up. And then we reach towards your right foot. Then we do that wrapping round. And this might be enough. You might just grab the belt with your left hand and maybe with your right hand and stay here. You might want to just work on crawling those hands towards each other along the belt. Absolutely perfect if that's where you are practicing. Notice. You could even close down the eyes here and notice your divine image in the mind's eye, lessening our distractions. Or inhale if you have your fingers in clasped and reach the crown towards the right toes. Inhaling, be conscious of that breath. Exhale to soften and let go. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. And then we'll lift the spine, releasing the bind, the belt. Bringing those fingers under the left foot to lift, just halfway up. And then find that exhale, lift up the left arm to send the left knee under. That's it. And then if you wish to straighten a little more, you can. And exhale, send it under. Amazing. Inhale, forward. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, send it back, back, back as far as it will go. And then bring that right foot, tuck it under the left buttock. Are we ready? See what happens. Does that left foot want to go on top of the right? You might want to adjust the lower foot. If not, absolutely fine. Feeling your edge might be just hovering and then settle it on the mat. Let's find that nirodha. Silencing of the heart mind. A little step towards meditation. Sitting up nice and tall. Moving away from outer activity that distracts our heart and mind. To maybe focus on the breath or an image. Notice the breath. Should feel more like a natural rhythm. 2 more breaths here. And then blinking open the eyes. We'll release the legs forward and give them another tap, tap, tap against the mat. Time for Shavasana, seat towards the center of the mat. We'll do a quick Apanasana here as we come down pressing the lowest part of the spine down, almost like you're trying to touch the tailbone to the mat while squeezing those knees in towards the body. Yeah. And you can do a side to side little rock if that feels nice in the lower back. Okay. And then if you need a roll, put up your hand. I can bring you a roll under your legs, and we'll find our Shavasana shape. These are lightweight. Okay, so time for our body to completely relax. Let's take a nice big full inhalation and exhale from the nose. Inhale. Sorry, exhale from the mouth. Let it all go. And once again, inhale, big inhalation into the nose. And even more inhalation, expand those lungs. And then out of the mouth. Let it all go. Wonderful. I'm going to read a closing paragraph from the book, The Path of Yoga Sutras. As you let your bodies rest and be. Yoga is defined in the second sutra as a process of thinning away or quietening the thoughts and emotions in our heart mind. Nirodha results from the practices of yoga, especially a focused heart mind. And Nirodha is not actively avoiding or suspending or ending our thoughts and emotions. Rather, it occurs naturally when our attention is focused in one direction, causing those distractions to submerge and the inner light of knowledge to emerge.